The story of the film A Beautiful Mind focuses on John Nash as its narrative focal point, compelling the audience to empathize with Nash by giving the viewer an insider's perspective into John's hallucinations that are later juxtaposed with various other points of view overlaid with Nash's. The film is structured so that the audience remains unaware of Nash's unreliable narration until Nash himself is told by a psychiatrist. This delayed reveal is used by the filmmakers to allow the audience to form an empathetic connection to Nash before learning about his schizophrenia. In other words, the audience sees Nash's success and intellectual prowess before their perception of him is altered by the knowledge of his affliction.
Akiva Goldsman's screenplay, which puts the audience in the shoes of John Nash in the first half of the movie and then pulls the rug out from under them, actually gives the audience the experience of what it's like not to be able to distinguish between delusion and reality. This is a movie that worked on many, many different levels, and it really got the essence of the story. What was so unusual?
When Nash hits a wall while trying to solve a problem, his emotionally charged reaction surprises the audience and causes a surge of sympathy for the struggling mathematician. In order to ensure such a reaction is drawn from the audience, the filmmakers use a combination of Russell Crowe's layered facial expressions of hopelessness, frustration, and despair, and an appropriately passionate score. Later juxtaposed with this scene is a scene of Nash's groundbreaking epiphany, one of the plot's pivotal moments. The scene is made all the more intimate and impressive an experience by Crowe showing us a man who dwells almost entirely in an inner world, and, as always with Mr. Crowe, you never feel that these are actually mannerisms. They seem instead to arise from a deep absorption in the logic of the character, Scott. The film is a first-hand depiction of Nash's thoughts that allows the audience to see inside the process of his epiphany. It is then shifted into a montage of Nash's brainstorming that is underlain with numerous murmuring voices detailing different aspects of what Nash is thinking, mixed with a lyrical voice that emphasizes the excitement felt by both Nash and the viewer. Nash's apparent explosive success in the secretive field of code breaking after his original idea on governing dynamics is cut abruptly short when he is confronted by a psychiatrist telling him he has been talking to hallucinations. Nash of course refuses to believe this, a refusal Crowe effectively communicates with the anger and bewilderment one would expect from a man who was just told he was insane. Perhaps the most important aspect of this shocking reveal is its lateness in the plot of the film. The sorrowful undertone of the scene score reinforces the audience's feeling just as lost and bewildered by the revelation as does Nash. The filmmakers wait until the audience has seen how Nash thinks and feels before showing them what Nash looks like to an outsider. Right after the psychiatrist tells Nash about his condition, the film shifts for the first time to Alicia's perspective as she investigates her husband's life away from her. The audience sees Nash's typical surroundings in their true, unkempt state, revealing the flawed perspective they have been depicted through until this point. The mailbox Nash has been depositing his decodings into is battered and surrounded by overgrown grounds. This abrupt shift in appearance is reinforced as an important piece of plot development through the suspenseful music in the background combined with a jump cut to Alicia's defeated posture in the mental hospital. Nash realizes the scope of his affliction when he leaves his son in the bathtub, operating under the assumption that Charles would take care of him. Alicia is livid and crazed with fear for her baby when she realizes John still gives in to his hallucinations, namely because of his not taking the prescribed medication.
Oh, God. Charles, you just watched the baby. Got one more to do. Right there. Charles was watching. He was okay.
No one here.
Charles was watching.
Nash has a personal breakthrough brought on by his wife's panic. Fighting Park is encouraging Nash to harm Alicia and is threatening to harm her himself.
She's too great a risk.
Get away!
She never gets old. Marcy can't be real. She never gets old.
Nash has a conversation in which he tells Charles he won't talk to him again, and the music and characters' actions are used to lead the audience to sympathize with the loss Nash is having to force himself to deal with.
Best. I won't talk to you again. I just can't.
His ultimate mental breakthrough comes when he is able to teach a student and realizes his love for the act of sharing his knowledge. This grows and carries Nash to the emotional climax of his life when he is being considered for the Nobel Prize and receives the recognition he so craves when the pens are left on the table in front of him. The filmmakers show Nash's emotions through the building underscore and communicate the breadth of the recognition by panning the many men moving to Nash's table to leave him their pens.
A privilege, Professor.
Professor.
Nicely done, John.
Thank you. Thank you, Ed. That was certainly most unexpected.